1998 is when I felt this just tugging and just this, like I was just kind of losing it in life, and just things just didn't, there wasn't much meaning other than my kids. And so I started seeking the Lord through the Word and just reading, even though it wasn't going to my heart, I was reading it. And I did a lot of that reading for many years and just seeking Him, but not knowing what I was really seeking. I spent 35 years alone inside. I've never been alone since then. Well, I grew up in Longmont, Colorado. My dad worked for IBM, and we seemed like we had it together, but I think as the years went on, you could tell by our house, it was very dark and just empty, very, very empty. Kids did not like to come in the house. They were scared of my dad. I've come to forgive him and my mom. My dad, he's lost. It was looking at a demon, and I remember just very vivid images of when I would be around, he just looked at me. It was such, like, his eyes would just darken to a point like they're black, and every time I came around and I was locked in my room just to stay out of the way. My dad was a drunk. They beat each other up. He beat her up all the time, and that's what I grew up with. But as far as the sexual abuse, hundreds of men and women, friends of my dad, clientele, if you will, he was paid. One of the events that I wrote about, as I sat down and wrote it one night, I was around the age of 9, I believe, just feeling like old and beat, unworthy, nothing. My dad told me to get up. We had somewhere to go. There people were waiting on him. It was the middle of the night. I remember getting this VW wagon. It was blue, the old-time hippie wagon, with the white top on it. I just remember driving. The neighborhood was dark, and nobody knew where I was going. Nobody knew what I was doing. It's amazing how secretive it was, and how I can look back and how people didn't know. But that just goes to show you how sneaky Satan is as well. Knowing what I know, what I've discovered in the last several years, I should not be here. But I was determined. I was always trying to reach for something it was like that survival mode, and that's where that breakdown came, when I just could no longer survive on my own. And that's when God stepped in, and He said, I got it. And this is what I want to do, is I want to reach out. I know my circumstance is not the only one. There are many women, is to reach out to those and know that there is hope. It's not just hope, but there is life past all of that. When God has a plan and you are to be here, He will make that happen, and He'll make sure that nothing gets in the way. He doesn't guarantee that you won't go through pain. He doesn't guarantee that you won't hurt, but He'll walk alongside you, and He carried me. My heart isn't broken. I know what it's like to feel broken. It's no longer broken. And people, what they need to know, there is healing no matter what, and forgiveness, and all that we do, all we have to do is go to Him.